another and a mineral specimen. But first I want to show you Barry. This is my new buddy Barry, and he is a cool hand-carved bear made out of western pine. And my friend Gil, believe it or not, he comes up with some of the most amazing deals. He got him for $1. And he's from Big Sky Bears, and he was carved by Jeff Fleming. Who was, let's see if you tip him down, you might be able to see the look on his face better. He's a cool bear though. Anyways, I fell in love with the bear, and so managed to get him away from Gil for a lot less than he's worth. My landlord often brings me aquariums because I use glass aquariums to build displays of my artifacts. You've probably seen them on some of my videos. But the day before I got Barry, he brought me a really nice homemade glass case from the Japanese gardens here in Saginaw. They were doing some renovations and that, and they got rid of it. It's going to be just the perfect size to build Barry into a woodland scene. And so I'll let you see that when I get it done. I think it's going to be fun to work on. So far, he's been no trouble at all. Haven't had to feed him very much, and I haven't had to clean up after him at all. Okay, now the fossil I want to show you, I glossed over briefly on another video some time ago, and I found this on a field here in Saginaw, Michigan, and I'm going to show you, you'll be seeing some close-ups on one side of me in a moment, but it is cracked. It looks cracked on all surfaces, and I found fossilized mud before, and it resembles vaguely, no, I can't say that. It does not resemble fossilized mud to me. And you'll see some comparison pictures too. So, what does this fossil represent? If it is what I think it is, then it would be an oddity to find it on a field here in Saginaw, Michigan. But I believe that this is a fossil from the armor from a Glyptodon, which is a type of megafauna that used to live primarily in South America during the Pleistocene to modern times. They actually went extinct about 10,000 years ago, from what I've read. And this is, I mean, that is what it looks like. But why would it be on a farm field here in Saginaw, Michigan? Now, we did have megafauna here in Saginaw. We had mammoths, woolly mammoths. I actually got to go to a site of the excavation of a Jefferson mammoth with my friend Jerry Wagner many years ago now. But as I said, the Glyptodon, its main habitat was South America, swamps in South America. They measured about 10 feet long, and they weighed up to 1 ton. And they ate plants. They were not meat eaters, but they had, as you can see on pictures I'm showing you too, a huge armored dome on the back. They had short, squat legs and a short head and neck, and they looked a lot like an armadillo with a glandular condition. But one of the most interesting comparisons I saw to them is that they looked basically like a Volkswagen Beetle. And indeed, if you could put a face on and legs on a Beetle, they do look a lot alike. But anyways, the Glyptodon was an interesting little creature. He was, or she, as the case may be, was originally the fossils from them, and I don't know how this is so, but they were mistaken for a Megatherium, which is the giant ground sloth that also inhabited the late Pleistocene era. And I'm told we had those up here in Michigan too. I don't know, but I think we did. But one enterprising naturalist thought to compare the bones with those of a modern armadillo, and in so doing, he established that the Glyptodon went by a bewildering variety of comical names, including, get this, Haplophorus, Pachypus, and a couple that I can't pronounce until the English authority, Richard Owen, finally bestowed the name that stuck. Greek, and it actually means, it's actually Greek for carved tooth, because that's what the plates on its back sort of represent, or resembled. But I am almost certain. See, if this was fossilized mud, and it's not, but if it was, I could see it being, showing the markings on one side. But this shows it on this side, it shows it on all the edges, and it shows it on the bottom. Now, how does that happen with fossilized mud? I'm saying it would be pretty near to impossible for that to happen. But a fascinating piece that I've thought a lot about. The South American Glyptodon survived well, as I said, into early historical times, only going extinct about 10,000 years ago, shortly after the last ice age, along with most of its fellow megafauna around the world. There was the giant wombat from Australia, giant beavers from North America, and as I already mentioned, the giant ground sloth and the mammoths. So this huge, slow-moving armadillo was probably hunted to extinction, of course, as they always say, by early humans. And it probably was slow enough that it really could have been. It would have been not only prized because of the amount of meat that it would give to sustain a family or a tribal unit, but also because the shell was large enough that it could be used as housing, believe it or not. And it is believed that that's exactly what they did. There's evidence that the earliest settlers of South America did indeed shelter from the snow and rain underneath the Glyptodon shell. So a fascinating piece. Let me know what you think, please. Now, yeah, I'd love to hear what you think on that piece. Now, I said I have a mineral to show you. This is heavy. This is fool's gold. Well, it has fool's gold inclusions in it. And it does easily fool you. See, gold, I've been told, comes in very heavy rock. Now, this is, I believe this is quartz, but it's not a clear quartz. It has almost a deep beige or brown color. And then through the whole thing are these veins of gold in color. And it's a beautiful specimen. And I took it into a jewelry shop here in Saginaw several years ago to see if they could help me identify it. And he put some kind of acid on it and said, well, sorry, it's not gold. It is fool's gold. I would rather it would have been gold, but I'm not sorry either, because it's a beautiful specimen. And it's so easy to see how, I hope the light's hitting that right so you can see the gold there. And fool's gold looks different. There are so many different forms of it. Some of them look crystalline. I have a few small ones in my collection that look crystalline. But this one looks like it's veined in the rock, just like gold would be. So I wanted to show you those two items. As I said, that's heavy. That, by the way, was found in my rock garden outside here, outside my apartment here, when I first moved in. The lady that was here, that had lived here, moved here from out west, and she brought it with her and decided that she was going to leave it, and I was glad she did. So let me know what you think of the fossil. Let me know what you think of the specimen, the fool's gold specimen that I showed you, and let me know what you think about Barry. Tell him hi in the comments. He would love to hear from you, I'm sure. All right, thank you all for stopping by. I look forward to hearing from y'all. Love y'all. God bless, and I will see you soon. Here's an interesting piece of rock. It looks like turtle shell. I don't think that it is, but it looks like turtle shell or fossilized mud. And then laying right by it here is a handle from a stoneware pot that would have been from the era of Albert Miller when he had his farmstead here. Just looking at this, it's suspicious to me, but I'm not going to pick it up because I'm not sure and don't feel like carrying it back if it's not. You know what I mean? So it could be something as simple as fossilized mud. I don't believe it's the case though, because it is that way on both sides and on the edges. I believe that it is quite possibly part of a fossilized turtle shell. I'll have to do more research on that piece. This limestone piece is interesting. It has a impression of a shell there. It has other fossils throughout. I believe it's an effigy, but again, I'm going to have to do more study on what exactly it's an effigy of. What do you say, Barry? Is that a take? I think so.